Hey Gearheads, this is Steve from Tech Support coming to you with a very serious message. We are dealing with a bit of a crisis here at the office today, so this video is going to be a little more subdued than some of the others you might be used to. We ran out of coffee. So it's just been a struggle trying to keep it together. We're going to do the best that we can for you. So today what we're talking about is how to network your VPTZ camera on a Mac computer. So this should be pretty quick, pretty easy, and hopefully we get you up and running with your new camera nice and quick. So let's dive right into it. First, you're going to go ahead and plug in your camera. I've got mine hooked up to a PoE switch, so it's powered up, ready to go. And I've got my web browser open here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go up and select my network, and I'm going to change my network preferences. Reason being is that we have to put our computer on an IP address that's going to talk to this camera here. So once we open up our network preferences here, I'm going to select my network connection. In this case, it's Wi-Fi. And if you're plugged in with an Ethernet cable, then you just select your Ethernet connection. We're then going to go to the bottom right-hand corner and select Advanced. Now from here, I need to select the TCP IP option. This is what allows me to change my IP address on my computer. I'm going to go to this Configure IPv4 box and change it from using DHCP to manually. Now for the VPTZ camera, out of the box, the default IP address is 192.168.1.162. If your network already has a 192.168.1 IP scheme, you don't really have to do this step. You can just punch that address into your browser and you'll connect right away. If, like most other people, your network scheme is a little different, then this is where you'll change that. So what we're going to do after we select manually, we are going to put in 192.168.1, and I'm going to say 200 for this guy. That's going to be my IP address. Subnet mask should be 255.255.255.0, and for my router, I'm going to change this to 192.168.1.1. From here, I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and then I'm going to click Apply. We can close this out, and we should now be able to open up our web browser, and we're going to punch in our camera's IP address, which again is 192.168.1.162. And you'll see your login screen pop right up. Your credentials out of the box are going to be lowercase admin for the username and admin for the password. Go ahead and hit enter. I'm not going to save that. And now you see a preview of camera image. You're going to notice our lovely little construction zone in the studio here, so don't mind that. Florontail put some cool picture there instead. And, or not. He's shaking his head. He doesn't like the amount of work that I just put on his plate. Sorry, Flo. So we're going to go ahead and go down here under configuration, and we're going to select network. You'll notice it's already got the Ethernet tab selected, and you're going to go ahead and change it from the address that's in here to something that's compatible with your network. So our network in this room is a 192.168.30.x address. So I'm going to just change this right here. Maybe I should use this other mouse that I brought with me, huh? So we'll go 30 right there. Subnet mask is going to stay the same. And for this one here, I'm also going to put in .30.1 for the gateway. The gateway is always the IP address of your router. Now, when you're selecting an IP address, you want to make sure that you pick an address that is free and unused on your network. If you download an IP scanner utility, you can go ahead and run that, see what the devices on your network are addressed as. Just make sure you pick something different, so that way you don't cause an IP conflict. The addresses are going to generally be between .1 and .254, so somewhere in between that range, pick an unused one, and you should be good. Now that I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and click Save.
Boot cat.
It boots me out.
Cat.
Now I need to go back to my network settings. Once again, network preferences. We're going to change our computer back to the default settings. So I am going to go get this out of the way, click Advanced, and select TCP IP once again. And now we are going to change the Configure IPv4 option back to using DHCP. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and click OK, click Apply. I can close this out, and I should get a new IP address again from my router. Now when I jump back here, I should be able to put in the new IP address of my camera, which is going to be 192.168.30.162. And boom, there it is. Type in my password. And now I am connected to my camera on my local network. So you notice here we are now, previewing our camera, looking at my good friend Stan over there. Never says anything, just standing there all quiet, acting like he's important. Doesn't really do much. I don't get it. Anyway, once you go to the config screen here, you can now go into all your different video preferences and dial your camera in the way you like. All connected to your network, easy to use, ready to go. So that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. And until next time.
Never close your eyes any